Okay, so here we are again, and I'm going to introduce you all to No Panic's latest patron. We're absolutely overjoyed to have the TV radio presenter, actress and novelist, Annabel Giles today. How are you doing?
I'm all right, thank you. Yes, I'm good, actually. I'm good. It's a bit cold, but apart from that, I'm good.
Great to hear. Right, what people might not know is seen you on TV, heard you on the radio, read your books, etc. But what they might not know is that you're also a counsellor and psychotherapist.
I know, isn't that weird?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And I expect, like many others, you're extremely busy, more so now than ever before.
Oh, yes. I mean, this is the most appalling time for everybody, including us counsellors, I have to say. I mean, I think, there's a lot of my colleagues going a bit dotty as well, but everybody is worried, of
Yeah.
course, and the anxiety levels have gone. And funny enough, actually, of all my clients, the ones who suffer from anxiety the most are dealing with it the best because they're used to dealing with anxiety. It's the ones that go, oh, it'll all be fine, who are suddenly going, oh, it might not be actually, it's all about keeping everyone keeping calm and keeping their heads and just dealing with things day at a time, one day at a time. That's what we're focused.
Absolutely. That's great advice for everybody. Yeah. Which kind of brings us around to the subject that I'd like to talk to you about today, which is self-care. What is self-care?
Well, it sounds obvious, doesn't it, caring for yourself, but it's not quite as easy as that because a lot of people don't know how to care for themselves. They don't particularly want to care for themselves. And it's actually quite a hard thing to do in a meaningful way. I mean, we've all heard of sort of bubble baths and candles and buy yourself flowers. But for me, what it says is I want to make sure that I'm in a good condition.
Hmm.
And you can do that spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. There's all sorts of different ways of doing it, but it's absolutely vital if we're going to get any kind of life at all. I find I have to really get into self-care if I want to keep my head above water.
Why do you think it's so important then? Why is self-care important to each and everybody at the moment, more so than ever before?
I think, we all think, oh, it'd be lovely to have someone look after me. I know I spent a long time thinking that, but actually, I'm a grown up now, quite an old grown up, and actually, I need to learn to look after myself.
Hmm.
And I mean, I went to a boarding school where we were very institutionalized and everything was done for us. We do this, then you do that, then you do that to a bell. And then I found I left school and I didn't have any bells and I didn't have any other people saying, eat this and take it away. And then here's something else. So it's about, in my opinion, it's about giving yourself the best you can in order to live your best life and be able to cope and grow resilience about what happens to you. Do you see what I mean? So that when something happens that you're not sure about, you're in a good condition to cope with it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So
Yeah.
what does self-care mean to you? What kind of things, can you give us a clue of, because it is not necessarily, you don't have to spend a lot of money. You don't have to go out and have a massage or, whatever it might be, spend loads of money on different things. It can be literally something that can be done every single day in your own home. What examples would you give people?
I tell you what I get my clients to do. I say, make a list of special treats. So it's a list of things that only you benefit from. So it's not like, sort of, I don't know, cook everybody a delicious meal. It's cook yourself something delicious. So what it is it's looking after that little child inside you that's going, I don't feel very good. Please, can someone look after me? It's you being the adult and looking after them. And on that list, you can have anything from clean sheets. That always makes everyone feel great. Clean sheets to a cup of tea out of a cup and saucer, to sending a postcard to somebody and imagining their face lighting up when you do it, to wearing those shoes you've been keeping for that special occasion, which doesn't seem to be happening right now. So let's have them on today because it's a Thursday. I'm going to wear my very posh shoes. All those things that help you to feel a little bit special. Anything you've been saving for a rainy day, use it now.
Yeah.
You know, so I've got a list which is things like Oh, I'm trying, reading a book or watching a whole box set in one. Very naughty. Or, clearing out my handbag. Now that sounds insane, but I call it untidy handbag syndrome. If your handbag or your work bag or any bag is full of, or your car is full of receipts and old Coke bottles and coffee cups and da da da, clearing that out is a way of looking after yourself so that you go, yeah, do you know what? I'm worth having a clean car, a nice handbag, a tidy bedroom, or whatever. So some sort of sort out always makes you feel so much better, doesn't it? I mean, you just feel so much more organized and
Mm.
fresh with it. So all those things, sometimes I put on all clean clothes, head to toe, even if, sometimes you make a jumper last a bit. I go, no, I'm putting on all clean clothes. I put on that perfume I only reserve for special occasions. But if I have been very depressed in the past, and sometimes I would just be able to do one thing a day, but I would make sure it was something that I would appreciate because that would take all my energy. So I would have it as something like washing my hair. And that was a big thing to do in the space of one day.
Mm.
But sometimes that was my goal. And then as I got better at that, I'd start putting in another one. So on this list, you need everything from booking a holiday to picking a flower
Yeah.
to buying yourself a bunch of flowers to having a crumpet with your cup of tea instead of just a biscuit or nothing. All those things, special treats. And that to me is self-care. I'm saying to me and the universe, I am worth nice things. I can treat myself. I'm allowed.
And the important thing that you were just then, there were times when you could only do one thing per day. And it's very important to have that list ready in times, times when you are feeling a little bit better. That might be the perfect opportunity to write the list down, get the list there for the times when you're not feeling so good, that you can refer back to the list.
I keep mine on my phone.
A lot of us do.
Yes, there's all sorts of things like do a crossword.
Yeah.
Do the easy crossword, not the cryptic one beyond me, but the easy, anything like that. Do a word search, something. And if you look down your list when you're feeling not so good, there'll be something on there that is just the right thing to do right now.
Well, I think that's absolutely perfect advice that anybody can take up. You can all get going on your lists. We do have over on the No Panic website a self-care toolkit that if anybody wants to pop over and have a look at that, it's a free downloadable PDF. So Annabelle, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule and joining us today. We really do appreciate it. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay.